just a bed for the night, somewhere warm to the morning light. He was looking for a bed for the night.
Room in the Inn is a simple concept addressing complex problems. It starts with building relationships of trust and respect in an atmosphere of nonviolence. And it believes in the power of love offered in one-to-one encounters with one another. We're now more than 150 congregations, and all of us come together to provide the grace of hospitality under the common theme of God's unconditional love for all people, especially the poor and dispossessed. This all started for me with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich back in 1977 as I handed out sandwiches outside my rectory door at Holy Name, long before people were known as homeless. And that led to the soup kitchen called Loaves and Fishes, which led to eventually people sleeping in my parking lot in cars overnight. And one night in 1985, when it was getting cold, I invited them in to spend the night, and they ended up spending the winter. And so the following winter, 1986, I decided if I can do this, anybody can do this, and so we invited other congregations to join us, and 4 joined up, and we began the Room in the Inn.
You don't know what it means to me to be able to stand and have a seat at the table. God has blessed me with a home when I didn't have a home. Now, when I cry for the joy that I know that God has put on my heart. God has done wonders with my life. I meet people every day. I look at these people as I look at myself, because I am one of them. I come from the same cloth. God chose me to come back. It's hope through the blessing of giving.
Room in the Inn is not about giving, it is about receiving. It is about everyone, both guest and host, receiving a blessing, an encounter with God in the midst of suffering, hardship, pain, and grief. Room in the Inn is an opportunity, not an answer. It is an experience and not a solution. In short, Room in the Inn is an opportunity to experience the presence of God in a different way.
Things that I took for granted, I don't take for granted no more. God knows I don't.
Over the years, I've wondered, what impact has this had on people? I'm not really sure, but I do know this, that I was out in the country recently, and I looked up at the stars, and I saw all these thousands and thousands of stars. And I wondered if each of those stars represented a person that's come through the Room in the Inn over the years. If they had nothing else in their life that meant anything, they could at least say that once upon a time in Nashville, Tennessee, I met some people who loved me just the way I was. Finally, Room in the Inn gets its name from a story in the Bible about a family coming to a small town called Bethlehem and not finding any room in the inn. We cannot go back in history 2,000 years and change that story, but what we can do in Nashville each evening we are open is to reverse that story's ending by providing room in the inn. So I want to thank you for all that you've done for us in the past and ask for your continued help in our future.